Lordy, I gotta get quicker with that. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Fusebox Engaged. I am the Fusebox, as usual, and it has been a very productive week for me. I have. Hang on one second. Good Lord. Hang on. Sorry about that. So it has been a very productive week for me. I have finally gotten my new computer. It is gorgeous, by the way, all set up and running everything in tip-top shape. However, I have not been able to use it for one of my streams because apparently every time I need to do a stream on it, the Wi-Fi won't reach it for whatever reason. The Wi-Fi works great every other day, except for the day when I need it, which is kind of par for the course in many ways in my life. So I am once again streaming from my laptop. God help us all. And unfortunately, today I do not have any guests with me, at least not yet. So this is most likely going to be a very short stream. But I'm okay with that. Once again, in terms of our culture, once again, everybody's at each other's throats over yet another issue. All the crap going on with Roe v. Wade and everything, and people at each other's throats. You know, when it comes to all these issues that America faces, I have come to the conclusion that ultimately the best thing for everybody in this nation would be if the United States divides up into multiple nations. Does that sound a tad extreme? Maybe. But I think it's needed at this point. It's just there's too many irreconcilable differences going on. Yeah, I know a lot of people think that sounds kooky, but I mean, really, I keep seeing people on any side of an issue viewing people on the other side of the issue as just pure evil, as just their complete enemy in every single aspect of their overall existence. And it just makes me wonder, like, why do you want to consider that person your countryman? Like, you consider them pure evil. You consider them to be like the direct enemy of your happiness. So why on earth do you want to continue being a part of a country with that person? It just makes no sense to me. You know, back in the day, there used to be that whole mantra of people, you know, kind of telling each other like, oh yeah, we may disagree, but we're all Americans and we come together for this, that. Like, that hasn't happened in so long. The last time they tried to pull that was when Joe Biden was elected. They tried to pull the whole, oh, we're one country and blah, blah, blah. No, we're not. Like, everybody considered that a joke. We are not one country. We are at least two countries, although I would argue that we need to be split up into further sections. let everybody live under the government archetype that they want. And instead of everybody getting into these contests of theoretics of like, oh, well, if our type of government was given a chance, oh, well, then we would be triumphant, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, let's go ahead and let people just do it. Let's let people live under the type of government or regime that they want. And we'll let time and we'll let the actual experiences prove which ideal is the correct one, and just, peaceful divorce. Everybody goes off into their own corners, because I don't see anything good coming from all of us trying to remain together. But again, I know that sounds depressing, but it just seems like that's where we're at. Everybody wants to call each other evil all the time. Ay. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on current events right now, because it's something I've been advocating for a while. And it was just something I felt like I needed to say. I just needed to say it because, it never fails. Like, every other week, there's some kind of fight going on. There's some kind of issue. And I'm getting pretty fed up with it, I'm just really exhausted from all of it. Not to mention I'm exhausted from my job. My patience for my job has pretty much run out, but I got to keep at it at least a little bit longer because I got to build my finances back up. I've been spending money on the computer and on artwork for Outlaw Nights issue number 2, which is coming along beautifully. Got artwork from the great Jay Krager. Unfortunately, I can't really share it. And the main reason I can't share it is because I want the book to be mostly, I want it to be a surprise. I feel like a lot of people, when they show off their artwork, it's like they're kind of giving most of the book away, or at least giving the best parts of the book away. And I don't want to do that. I want it all to be nice and fresh. So anyway, yeah, I was thinking about what I was going to say next, and it flew right out of my head. Wait, I think I got it back. So anyway, now that I have my new computer, I'm going to be able to start producing edited videos again. And I'm very excited about that. Now, if there's a particular topic that you'd like me to do an edited video on, or something like where I just kind of discuss something, feel free to let me know. Let me know in the comments of the video. Let me know on Twitter @Knights Outlaw. Pretty much, yeah, just any of those. Like, go ahead and drop me a line. Let me know what you want to see me do a video on. The main things that, I'm not a super big expert in most aspects of pop culture. I'm very specific. I know quite a bit about Final Fantasy. And I know a lot about J.R.R. Tolkien. And those are my favorite, Tolkien in particular, his mythos is one of my favorite things to talk about. But I love to talk about Final Fantasy's mythos. I love to talk about yeah, I mean I love to talk about that stuff. I love to talk about some of the classic cartoons. And when I say the classic cartoons, I mostly mean things like Dragon Ball Z. I'm not big into things like Looney Tunes or Mickey Mouse, which frankly I think Mickey Mouse is basic bitch. Like, I don't understand why anybody's a Mickey Mouse fan. Mickey Mouse is like the bottom of the barrel when it comes to like goofy little kids cartoons. There's no definable personality for that character. It's very because it's like, it seems like he just functions kind of as a mascot for Disney, and that's about it. But Outlaw Knights, Genesis of a Renegade, Part 2. I believe I may have mentioned this before on here, but if not, I'll mention it again. So the thing about Outlaw Knights, Genesis of a Renegade was that when I was first producing the book, it was originally going to be 50 pages. And unfortunately, in order to make the project feasible, basically, if I was a 50-page book, I was going to need to raise somewhere around like 15K to 20K. And where I was and everything, like in terms of like, I'm really not one of the more well-known creators on the internet right now. And so it just wasn't super feasible to launch a campaign where the goal is somewhere around 15K. That's not reasonable. So basically, I had to cut it in half. And I had to make the first issue only 25 pages, which I was not pleased to do, but I reluctantly did it. So issue 2 here is technically the second half of issue 1. And I'm actually, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'm thinking about doing a tier in particular that would, I'm thinking about doing a tier where I would put both parts of the book together, where Genesis of a Renegade Part 1 and 2 would be put together into one book instead of shipping out 2 issues to you. So let me know what you think about that, because I think it'd be a good idea myself. But let me see what I can do here. I'm doing a share screen. As you all are probably aware of by now, I am not a super quick transitioner when it comes to sharing screens. All right. So, Outlaw Knights, Genesis of a Renegade, Part 2. Sign up for the email list. If you sign up on this here email list, you will get access to exclusive perks. The first one and the number one, in my opinion, is the buy both issues for the price of one perk, which will only be available for the email list, and it is a very, very, very limited perk. In fact, I think there's only going to be about 3 available, because that's the amount of issues I have left of issue 1. So you're going to want to get in on that. I don't know about you, but I would. Yeah. And working on the interiors right now, we got Jay Krager and doing the line art, and Marcos Martins doing the colors. And it is some sexy stuff. Let's see here. I was hoping, like, I could have sworn that there was a thing where you could click on. Cause see, like, I wasn't good when it came to measuring out, I guess, the picture itself. Lord, I wish that you could click on it. But basically, the benchmark that I've set for myself, I am not going to launch this thing unless I can get about 100 signups. And so far, we are at about 64, so we're more than halfway there. My plan is to launch either in the middle of May or in late May, depending. And if push comes to shove, it may have to be early June. So it really all depends on how quick I can get you guys on board the email list. I need at least 100 folks. So, let's get it going, man. Outlaw Nights, this puppy, I have been working on this for about 10 years. I talk about this project on my Twitter profile pretty much every day. I'm not letting up. I ain't giving up. You can't, you can't hide from it. You can't escape it. And I don't know why you'd want to escape it. Because it's so freaking amazing. It's a wonderful comic. It was written by yours truly, and I've put my heart and soul into getting this puppy tight and action-packed, fun, characters. Cyrus is a great guy. He's, he's a little bit of a stick in the mud. He's got a stick up his butt, kind of, about pirates. But I mean, I think experience may be good for him. Ivory is a freaking badass. He knows how to party. He knows how to live it up. He's an alcoholic. He's a boozer. He's got a cybernetic eye, for crying out loud. And as I told my original artist when I had him originally design Ivory, he's basically muscular, sexy Hispanic Jesus with a cybernetic eye. I mean, what more do you want? Huh? Like what more do you want? Can you tell me that? What more do you want? Also, in Outlaw Nights in particular, I am avoiding a very specific sci-fi space opera trope that I've never been super fond of. And it's that, for the most part, I mean, there may be a couple of little exceptions, but for the most part, there's no lasers in Outlaw Nights. I know it's the 31st century, but I mean, I don't know. There's something about lasers that I've always found to be kind of goofy. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's just, I don't like the visuals so much, because it makes me think of something childish when I see lasers. I mean, I'm a fan. I liked Star Wars a good bit. It's just like the whole laser guns and stuff. It makes me think of like little kids, like, playing games and all. And it's like, no, like, give me some actual guns. You know what I mean? Let's shoot some lead, or like maybe a futuristic type of gun. Like, there's definitely the guns in Outlaw Nights are designed to be like upgraded versions of modern guns. They're not your typical type of guns. Like Ivory has 2 sawn-off shotguns, but they hold and fire more rounds than a typical sawn-off shotgun. And And I'm sure you've seen Cyrus's he's got kind of a magnum. Well, in the first issue it's a magnum. He had sort of like on the cover of issue 1 he had a big ass magnum with a very long barrel. And yeah, of course in this he's got a futuristic pistol. But yeah, and that's Serpent behind him. Serpent, the quartermaster of the ship, also the con artist of the ship. I would say he's one of the more intelligent members of the crew. He's definitely more educated than most of the crew of Hazard. And you got to be careful around him. He's pretty wily. As his name Serpent suggests, you know, he can be very deceptive. He's a bit of a trickster. So yeah, get on this email list. You know, I shouldn't have to tell you guys more than once. Don't make me get my Negan memes out. Don't make me threaten you with Lucille. Okay? But I shouldn't have to. This book is awesome. What the hell do you people want? What the hell do you people want? Like, you've already, you know, we've got perfection right here. And you're just hiding from it. You're just, you know, oh no. I don't want this awesome, perfect book. I don't want awesomeness in my life. I'd rather be depressed in modern America, going on Twitter and arguing over stupid social issues that, you know, will never be solved, which is why we need to divide up into multiple nations. Because, I mean, otherwise we're just going to beat the hell out of each other. So if you want to avoid a grim and dour future, sign up for Outlaw Nights. Sign up for issue 2. Get yourself a copy of issue 1 as well as issue 2. Enjoy this fun romp into the 31st century where the social situation has deteriorated, I would say, a lot more than it has in our modern time. Because in the world of Outlaw Nights, you know, you've got the colonies in outer space that are all owned by different nations of Earth, and they're all competing with each other over territory and resources. And it's very much reflective of the colonization of the New World. But it's more intense now because, you know, we've got updated technology. We've got, you know, the nations of Earth attempting Big Brother type controls. I mean, I'm sure that sounds familiar now, since now the United States has implemented its own Ministry of Truth. You know, now they're trying to control information on the internet, mainly because Elon Musk bought Twitter. And of course, we can't have Twitter be a free exchange of information without one side being censored. No, we can't allow that. So now we have to control the flow of information via government. Do I sound bitter? Well, I should, because I am pretty bitter about that. Because, you know, just, you know, we can never get ahead, can we? The best part about, you know, that whole Twitter situation was just seeing the meltdown happen from the worst people on Twitter. The meltdowns that I was seeing were just glorious. It was like a new era, you know, it was like the overthrowing of an old and evil regime. It's like when you saw on the news when people in Iraq were pulling down the statue of Saddam Hussein. That's how it felt to me. Am I being dramatic? I don't think I'm being dramatic enough. But yeah. Sign up for Outlaw Nights. Issue number 2. I'm not exaggerating when I say the fate of the world is at stake. The fate of the world is at stake. But yeah, like I was saying a little while ago, this is definitely going to be a short stream. Mainly because I don't have any of my usual guests, and I don't have any new guests this week. And I hate it when that happens. I really do. I like having more people on. I like being able to chat. I like having the conversation. I know it sounds like I enjoy monologuing, and to a degree, I do enjoy hearing my own voice. But it only goes so far. I prefer having dialogue. I am not a dictator. Yet. Though I could be. Someday. That is a good goal to have, to become a dictator. Just ask the people in the Ministry of Truth. They'll tell you. Dictatorship. It's a wonderful thing when you can just completely silence one side, of people that you don't like. People that, they just rub you the wrong way. They say information that you don't want to hear. So you make sure to shut them up. You silence them. You take down their accounts by finding loopholes in like the social media websites rules. You just out and flag their profiles. You shadow ban them. You keep an eye on them. You add cute little tags underneath their posts that say, this is probably not true. This is bullshit. Don't listen to these people. Even though most of those people are usually vindicated within a few months' time. We're living in such a wonderful time period. Basically everything from science fiction that we all thought, that's just that's just commentary about like Cold War politics, or that's just an allegory for a different time in human history. We're not like that anymore. This is the free world now. Well, guess what? It's coming back around. Cold War 2.0, baby. Updated with better graphics. Now compatible with Windows 10. Hell to the yes. Let's get that Ministry of Truth going. Let's sing some Mary Poppins while we take down accounts of people that hurt our feelings. Yeah, that woman who does the Ministry of Truth, I guess she's a former theater actress, doing some cringy ass songs on TikTok about how she's gonna, she's basically making in a not so veiled way, she's basically saying that she's gonna censor like Republicans and libertarians and basically anybody that just doesn't agree with the status quo. Separate nations, people. Separate nations. Beauty of the time period in Outlaw Nights is that while so many colonies are owned by the governments of Earth, several have declared independence, and crime and piracy and just general outlaw behavior like the Wild West has come back into fashion because there's only so much that the nations of Earth can do from so far away. Response time in terms of military response and government response is even slower than it is in our century. So, The people have a better shot. You can be a pirate and you can be successful. Sure, I mean, yeah, like the government's gonna try to crack down on you. They're gonna send some of their best after you. They're gonna send British soldiers that are also cyborgs after you, pirate hunters that puff on cigar vapes, and their names are Wellington. I don't know if you're aware or not from massive hints I was just dropping, but Wellington is going to be the villain of this next part of the issue. And we got some fun fight sequences coming up. Hoo boy. So yeah, get on this email list. Let's get this puppy going. Let's get it going. And also, basically, if we can double the amount of, like, if we can double the goal on this next campaign, I'll be able to start making issue number 3 and possibly attach it on to issue number 2, make issue number 2 double sized. And I would absolutely love to do that. Because, yeah, like the main weakness, I think, with Outlaw Nights is just the fact that it's so short. Each issue is so short. And I really hate making it that short because, you know, I got the ideas pumping. And I'm going to keep this series going for at least 10 issues if I can. And so I want to make each issue as fat as I can. We'd probably reduce the number from 10 if we could make the issues fatter. But either way, like, you know, I'd prefer them to be fatter. And my ultimate goal, this current, I guess, arc, if you will, of Outlaw Nights is called I'm calling it the Renegade arc. And there's a reason for that I'm not going to go into because that would spoil a lot of the story. But essentially, the Renegade arc, I'm hoping once we get all the issues out of it, we'll be able to compile it into a full-on graphic novel. And I would love to do that. But I need you guys. I can't do it alone. And that's kind of the beauty of these grassroots movements and crowdfunding is you, the audience, have control. You have a measure of control over your entertainment. You decide what you want and what you don't want. And you can talk with me, the creator, directly. There's no middleman. There's no, you know, I'm not going to put you on the back burner. I'm not going to blow you off. You have a direct line to me anytime you want to talk to me. Ask me about anything. Suggest things. You know, I'm totally open to suggestions. Constructive criticism. If, you know, you had a problem with something and you'd like to see me try something else or whatever, I'm totally open to that. That's the beauty of CG. That's the beauty of indie comics. It's a wonderful thing. I'm so glad to be self-publishing. And I'm really glad to be able to talk to people who are reading my work and who can help make me a better writer. Although I think I'm pretty damn good if I not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. So yeah. This has been my update. Got my new computer. Gonna be working on a new edited video this week. Hopefully I'll be able to get it up on YouTube Tuesday or Wednesday, depending. And I have a couple ideas of what I'm going to do the video on. But if you guys have a suggestion of something else you'd rather see me talk about, or you'd want me to, you know, do my thing, have some fun with, go ahead, let me know in the comments. Go ahead, let me know DM me on Twitter at Knights Outlaw. And yeah, let's see if we can get something going here. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. And yeah, I hope you sign up for the Outlaw Knights email list. The link is in the description of this video. If you like anything I had to say today, go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And follow me on Twitter at Knights Outlaw. Or follow me on Instagram at Outlaw Knights. Or follow me on both if you want. You're welcome to do that. And help me split the nation up into multiple nations. No, you don't have to. You don't have to do that part. That's just my suggestion. But I mean, we all know that, we're never going to do things the easy way or the smart way. So, but it's fun to suggest and it's fun to think about. But yeah, be sure to join us again on Fusebox Engaged. We do this every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central. And I do some special stream. Well, I haven't in a hot minute. I'd like to get another Dragon Ball chat going for a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but I got to get a hold of my crew for that. And a lot of them have been really busy with things like I know Marl has been really busy with work. He's barely been on Twitter at all. He's, I haven't seen much from him lately. And I know 8-Bit Shinobi's been busy working on his YouTube channel. Same with Fade Salvation. But I'd like to get those guys back together because there's been new developments in the realm of Dragon Ball that I'd love to talk about with some folks. So let's see if we could get that going. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me, everybody. We will talk to you all later.